The Flying Bird here, bringing you the first installment of a Monotype series. I decided to mix it up from the usual VGC and give Monotype a go. I decided upon using Dark first, as I heard that Omega Sableye is really OP in this tier. So I leave with Drapion because I just want to get my Toxic Spikes. I assume here we're just going to exchange hazards. I go into Sableye. And I wanted to get a burn off. He goes for the Earthquake. One hit KOs me. Going to Crocodile here. Wanting to go for the Superpower. Oh no, going for the Stealth Rock, sorry, because I just want a Hazard stack. So I know if a Hazard stack, I can win the game with Tyranitar. So go for the Stealth Rock. As he goes to the Superpower. I think I'm going to T-Tar, knowing the Rock Slide is my best play, as I'm going to knock out something. He goes into Avalok wanting to spin away the hazards, but unfortunately today, boys and girls, I get a critical hit, which I don't think really mattered too much, as looking at the hazard damage, it didn't matter too much. Guys, sorry about the images, I don't know what's going up with the hazards, but I then go in he goes into Weavile. I am Scarf T-Tar, so he then brings out Kyurem. I just go for another Rock Slide, and I then learn it is Scarfed. But he doesn't flinch me, so I get the KO on Kyurem. So Tyranitar is really putting the team on its back here. He then goes in at Mammothswine, knowing he can pick me off with an Ice Shard. That was a shame, because T-Tar was really putting in the finest of work, getting 3 KOs. He then goes into his Warrain. Toxic Spike's really helping out here. This team is Tyranitar and his minions, because Tyranitar really puts his team on the back, on his back, and he gets off the Ice Beam, knocks out my Warrain. I go into Drapion here because I know I can just start knocking off Pokemon. He's actually Choice Specs, which is very interesting. He then goes into Glalie, and I now know that I can pretty much just Sucker Punch to win the match. He goes for Earthquake. I got that Fire Fang off. This Drapion carries Fire Fang for Sizzle, as it's a very nuisance. He then goes for another Earthquake. I then go to Bishop and know that Sucker Punch is my best play. If he goes for Ice Shard, doesn't matter too much. And he goes back into Mammothswine, and I pick up the first win of the series. So guys, that was my first battle. Here is the second one. So immediately from the get-go, this is a... Sorry guys, let me just fix this up for you guys. This is versing a Poison Monotype, so I know that Toxic Spikes won't be useful. So if you guys don't know, Toxic Spikes are absorbed by Poison Pokemon. So I know that T-Tar can put in a lot of work, and same can Crook. So I lead Crook here because I want to get off my Stealth Rocks as it threatens a Beedrill. You'll notice that I like to have a stack in this meta because I think it's really important to. I then go to a Sableye, get the Will-O-Wisp off because I know that Survivor can be physical. And guys, I'm really apologetic about the graphics. I go for the Recover here. He goes for another Sludge Bomb. I then go for this Sableye carries Zen Headbutt. I was inspired by a Hayden's match in a UCL no, not UCL, SBL. No. Sorry, the GBA. He brought Zen Headbutt Sableye for Roserade. I really like the idea of it, so I put it on this team. It's a little niche. I get the knockoff here. Sorry, I'm a couple turns behind. He goes into Dragalge. I know that knockoff's pretty much my best play. He sets up the Toxic Spikes. As I said, I know that they're not really going to bother me too much because I can go Drapion can absorb them. He really did a Draco Meteor there. He was really trying to protect the Bishop switch in, or T-Tar. I think that was a really bad read on his end. So he goes in Gengar. I'm just going to go for another knockoff. He then goes into Drapion. I knock off its Lumberry. That's important because now I can go back into Sableye and just go for Will-O-Wisp. I then go to Mana Buzz though because I want to get rid of these hazards. But I decide to not go for the Defog. I just want to foul play. I just want to get the matchup because this Mana Buzz is really defensive, and I knew that Drapion could do much. So I get the second foul play off. He's unfortunately gets a Toxic on me, but Mana Buzz is really putting in the work here. He goes for the Shadow Ball. Doesn't pick me off. I go for the Air Slash. Probably foul play would have been a better play looking back on in hindsight. Go to Drapion to get rid of those Toxic Spikes. He goes to Dazzling Gleam. Let's go for another knockoff. He goes into Beedrill. He goes into Beedrill, sorry. I go for another knockoff as he goes to Giga Drain. I then go into Sableye as I Mega Evolve want to go for Will-O-Wisp. Um, I guess a poison off. I go for recover. I'm just poisoned, not badly poisoned, so I only take 12% each turn. So I can recover still me out, but I just want to go for the Zen Headbutt here, just get as much damage as possible. And you see that does a nice 43%. I then go for another Zen Headbutt. I assume if I went for the recover there would have been a better play, but I didn't really need Sableye. It was really just prolonging the match. So T-Tar can now come in and just go for 5 punches. So T-Tar picking up 5 KOs in these 2 matches, really showing the threat it is. I love T-Tar, I love Choice Scarf. I fell in love with it in VGC when Ray Rizzo used it. So guys, thank you very much for watching, and you'll notice that there's already one up. This is the second take of it. I forgot my mic wasn't in, so yeah. So this is the Flying Bird signing off on the first episode of my Monotype Dark series.